Alright guys, this is day 2 of riding. Yesterday I went and rode a handful of trails, so we're going to get back out there and keep chugging away at riding every single trail in Cameron Park. I'm really excited about this series. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Anybody that's looking to come to Waco and ride in Cameron Park, or just people that live here and want to see anything that's new to the trail, stuff like that, or just want to chill and watch somebody ride some local trails. So far I've had a lot of fun in Cameron Park, but I find myself riding the same group of trails every time, and so now I want to make sure that I'm actually riding the best trails and having as much fun as I can have riding those trails. So I'm definitely excited to see what new ones will be added to my list. So in today's video I'm going to ride California 56, Sidewinder, Arroyo, and Root Canal, and then I'll also go back and I'm going to ride Dead River, Lawson, Pipeline, Twister, Shyst, and Hang Ten. So that's all kind of like that first third. I'm kind of breaking the trail up into thirds, so this will be a 3-part series, and I'm going to do starting from Jacob's Ladder, and I'm going to work my way down the park that way. So a lot of riding to be done, and it's going to be a lot of exercise to make it up and down all these trails. So buckle in, we're in for a good ride today. This video I'm really excited about. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and so I hope you guys enjoy it. And without further ado, let's get straight into this POV riding. Trees are a little tight. Side option. A little overgrown here. Whoa. Now, some of these trails were not marked on the map, so I'm going to talk about this a little bit more at the end of the video, so just stay tuned for that conversation. So now I'm kind of making my way onto Shyst. Shyst and Hang Ten, I think, kind of intervene with each other quite a bit here. They just kind of go back and forth around this section of the park, so there won't be as much of the overlays showing what trail it is, because it can be a bit confusing, but if you look at a map, you can kind of see how they just kind of go around and around, and you just kind of use those trails to get into other ones. So right around here is a great example of what I just mentioned, in that this is just the end of Hang Ten, and it just kind of circles all over the place. And I think the most popular route for this trail would be to take it straight into California 56. So this is after day 1 and 2 of riding. This will be the end of my first video. So we're just going to recap the trails that we've ridden so far. So first day I rode California 56, Sidewinder, Arroyo, and Root Canal. And those trails were all like kind of a smooth ride. They kind of flowed together. You know, they're easy to loop together. There were a couple of reruns that I had to do, but good ride there for the first day. I forgot to mention it on the day of filming, but day 2 I rode Dead River, Lawson, Pipeline, Twister, Shyst, and Hang Ten. Now about half of those trails were brand new to me. I'd never ridden them before, so definitely some reruns could be beneficial to me. I really enjoyed Sidewinder. I think it kind of works pretty well as a climbing trail as well, compared to just a downhill. And some of these things that I'm noticing about these trails that I've been riding these first couple of days is most of them are all new to me. And a lot of times it felt like I was riding them backwards. Now most of the trails here in Cameron Park are two-way trails. There's only a handful of them that I know of that are one-ways, like Colorado, Vortex, the jump lines up by the ranch. So other than that, you can ride uphill or downhill on every other trail that I know of. So it doesn't hurt to go backwards on them. It's just they can be more enjoyable when you ride them the way that they were built to be ridden in a downhill fashion. So I think that would also change quite a bit about riding these trails. But so far, I've really enjoyed it, and the vibe I'm getting from most of the trails here in Cameron Park, from what I've already ridden before and some of these new trails, is that pretty much anybody can come out here and have a good time. Matter of fact, the first day of riding I came out here, I ran into a guy while I was riding California 56, and as I was talking to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been riding for 17 years. And I was like, "Man, that's a long time." He goes, "Yeah, well, I didn't pick up the sport until I was 53. This man was 70 years old, and he's out here riding these trails better than I was. So that was crazy. It is nice to just see how many people can come out here and still have a good time in Cameron Park. So far, big thumbs up for me on Cameron Park. But this series is more about just trying to show anybody that's interested in coming to Cameron Park and what you can expect out of these trails. You know, so whenever you get here, you know exactly which ones you want to ride. You know what to expect on them, so it's a little bit easier to just go out and have a good time on your first ride instead of having to walk it or ride it once or twice. So another thing that I wanted to point out about this series is that I had mentioned that I was going to ride every single trail in Cameron Park, and I had intentions to ride it in thirds. Start at Jacob's Ladder, Rock Shelter parking area, and start working my way down the park. Now there are a couple of trails that I've run into that I just don't know that I quite have the skill for them yet. So Hang Ten was one that I rode today, and very good trail. It kind of just seems like a loop. You can go around, you can connect it to some greens and some blues, and California 56 is probably the main trail that runs through there. But part of Hang Ten is a double black that when I was looking at it, it just looked really intimidating, and I didn't really want to hurt myself. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to save those double black diamonds here in Cameron Park for the end of the series. Probably in the third video, I might make a completely separate video just about learning how to ride these double black diamonds out here. Now, one of my first videos, I mentioned that the first time I came riding out here, I had tried to go down Thor and ended up going over the bars, and it wasn't too bad of a crash. You know, I scuffed up my hand and hurt myself a little bit, but no major injuries. So I'm not necessarily scared to go down them. I just want to make sure that I have the confidence to where when I finally do hit those trails, that I'll be able to hit them the right way and actually have fun on them. But aside from that, I think most of these trails are within my skill range, so it should be a fairly easy series of trails to ride and some good videos to put out. If you stick with me over the next couple of weeks, I'll have more Cameron Park trail content coming out. I hope you guys are just as excited about the series as I am. I'm going to try my best to put in some extra work and make these videos as pristine as I can. I've really enjoyed the creative process of learning how to edit and make really enjoyable, fun to watch videos. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching another video of mine. Stay tuned. Next week I'll have Riding Every Trail in Cameron Park Part 2, and I'll be excited to see you guys out there. I hope that these videos inspire you guys to get out on your bike, try some new trails, and have fun while you're doing it. Until next week, I'll see you guys out there on the trails.